shout out for the song, by the way. Actually, I had the name of the song written down. Let me just double check it before, for the embarrassment of me not remembering. Actually, bear with me for a second. But whilst I checked that, OTT, once again, delivered once again.
It did. Another fantastic National Stadium show. Like, bad match in that card, I could not find one.
Yeah, exactly. Every single match was awesome. Now we have a few bits and pieces.
We have some, like, it's not how can I say, void. It's not going to avoid criticism.
We're not. Like we've nothing vile to say about anybody. Like,
no, we're not going to that podcast level rant like
but we
was last time.
But we have a few things that like we thought. Well, yeah, but like, what if? Like, let's put it that way.
Not sort of what ifs, but a 10-match card for over 4 hours. Everybody's timing needs to be right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
it needs to be spot on for it to go off.
Yeah,
you can allow for maybe a couple of minutes, but from what we both heard at the show, one match in particular went over.
Well, that's a risk when you have that many matches. I think, like, but we'll digress anyway.
And I feel because that other matches were sacrificed, and I feel they lost what could have turned into an even better match,
maybe,
because of it. But we'll start with the first card of the match anyway, and that was Jordan Devlin against Matt Cross.
Just want to mention very quickly, this song is Cold Driven, The Wicked Side of Me. This was the song they had on their OTT preview video for Wrestlerama, so I thought, why not, let's put it in.
It's a good song.
Now Jordan, fantastic technical match. Like, I was really looking forward to seeing Matt Cross and Jordan Devlin. Like, a bit surprised it was first match, but then again, considering the card itself,
so one match had to be first.
Yeah, that's
one match had to be first, and for the sake of the promo, maybe afterwards, I think that's why.
Yeah, I think so.
But
Jordan beat Cross in the end after a super Spanish fly. Like, it was so sweet, that was.
I remember you standing beside me, and you were just saying to me, "He's not doing a Spanish fly, is he? He's not going for the Spanish fly." Oh my God, he went for the Spanish fly.
Well, that's what he was doing. No, if they stand beside you turning off for the top rope, that has to be. I was almost exaggerating. In the back of my mind, I was thinking, they're still doing it.
Yeah. But they shout out how good the seats were, by the way.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah.
Oh, again, it's so good.
That's what's so good about the National Stadium. Any seats you get a good view from.
Yeah.
Like, even the guys behind us, unless we're standing up the whole time.
We did stand up for a lot of it.
Yeah, to be fair, there's Kirk who was sitting right behind us. Kirk, we met that night. Like, who I know of from the Irish Wrestling Forum.
He's fairly active on it.
Yeah, mate, very nice guy as well.
Yeah.
He was telling me, maybe just want to sit down. Oh, sorry, I don't want to disturb anyone's view. Like, so.
But yeah, really, really good match to start off. Matt Cross, I hope he does come back. He got the chance afterwards. Please come back, and we hope he does.
Absolutely.
He was fantastic. I'd love to see him again. And Jordan Devlin afterwards, giving could you say, promo / shoot?
More of a shoot, I reckon.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that he mentioned Joe's name, you think that, and
one of the reasons why it's been taken off.
It's true, which is
on demand as well.
Yeah, which I was a bit surprised about, but I can understand if it's because he mentioned Joe,
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, if it's taken down because of that reason, and we saw Joe as Joe at the last event, like he was, why? They're breaking kayfabe in that sense, or are they?
Or is it the case that maybe it wasn't that, or maybe the case it was a shoot interview,
maybe,
or shoot promo? Sorry,
maybe. Either way, I think he does deserve a title shot.
Yeah, him against the winner, which we'll get into, would definitely be a match I'd love to see.
Oh, absolutely. Now, 2 Unlimited against Johnny Storm and Jody Felch. Now, I was really excited to see this match because I've seen Johnny Storm and Jody Felch back in the Wrestling Channel days. Like, you never had the Wrestling Channel when you were younger. It's when they were showing the FWA back in, which was the biggest British promotion then, and they were showing matches again between them and Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles back then. Were going to these shows and low key even to check them out. So. Yeah. And again, it was an awesome match. Looking back at the match, it actually was when you're there at the time, you think, oh, we're probably doing too much, but they're actually. What was good about Johnny Storm and Jody Felch, he actually made them guys realize, okay, take your time, there's no rush. Looking back at the match, it was very well technique, very well taught, and it was excellent technique, and everything looked good right up to the point where that shooting star press hurts Johnny. Then that was pretty bad. It hurt both the guys. I can never tell them apart. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to the guys at 2 Unlimited, but I can't tell you apart. I keep forgetting. I think no, I could be wrong, but I think G.A. Salmon is the guy with the speedo with the short tights. Okay. As opposed to Patrick has the long tights.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware.
Yeah. And it was Patrick that did the 450.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think Jay, the way he had himself in the 4 quarters, he leaned down when he was doing it. I think if I'm not, I'm not one to should know this, but you imagine that you'd have a full strong posture like on all quarters when he does that, like as opposed to using his balance like that. Maybe because
we sort of had a conversation about this during the week. And unfortunately, what I heard then during the night was this match went over its time. And it went over its time pretty badly.
It was close to 20 minutes last when I watched it back.
It was 8 minutes over. It should have.
Really?
And you made the good point as well, because you've seen these guys live before.
Yeah. I've seen Jody Felch live. We've seen him in CCW before.
Yeah,
actually,
So I'm talking about 2 Unlimited.
Okay,
You've seen them before live.
This is the 3rd time I've seen them live now.
Yeah, and they've struggled with this move before.
Well, the first time they didn't. Second, last events they I think what happened is where again, as I said, like the supports that Jay had wasn't strong enough, and that made maybe him lose his balance and land awkwardly on Johnny.
Possibly.
So
it's
one of these moves. If it's so dangerous if it goes wrong.
But I also felt that there was a lot of how can I say? There was a lot of high spots.
Yes.
There was a lot of really entertaining spots, which you're going to get from 2 Unlimited, and you're going to get from Jody.
It's what you expect from all 4 of them.
Exactly. I felt there was a little too much.
Think so?
Myself. Just because I just didn't see a lot of story being told to me.
Okay.
I saw a lot of cool moves being done, which was great. Like, who doesn't like seeing cool moves?
Yeah.
But I just felt that the storyline aspect of it needed a little bit of work.
Well, that's probably not their game at the moment. That's probably.
I know it's going to come in time.
Yeah,
I know that, of course. I know.
So they're sticking to what they're good at. In the meantime, which I'm okay with.
And I think maybe this is just me making the assumption as what I saw on the night, and just spending a couple of days thinking about it as well.
Yeah.
That I think maybe the actual occasion got to them maybe a little too much.
Maybe.
Because there was a few bits here and there where it could have gone wrong. Thankfully, it didn't go wrong. But then there was obviously that 450 splash that did.
Oh yeah.
And like I know, I don't.
Last event or sorry?
No, this event.
Didn't do a 450 splash.
The
shooting star press. I mean
the shooting star press. Sorry, shooting star press. Sorry, my bad. But it's just. I can't criticize these guys for the way they work in the ring,
they're
because
fantastic.
They're fantastic. But I feel that what's happening is they're feeling, and there's nothing wrong with this, feeling the energy of the crowd.
Maybe.
And when you feel the energy of especially like 2,500 people, you're going to want to try stuff.
Maybe.
And you're going to want to do these things to keep them entertained. I feel that they need to maybe just tone it back a little bit.
There's a lot of great examples in this card where you could think, well, there's two guys now who worked the match as opposed to entertaining.
Well, even the match before, Devlin and Cross.
Well, yeah, we could even refer to Sadal and Ricochet. As entertaining as that was, we could say it was a worked match.
See, even the perfect thing about Sadal and Ricochet is one thing that I noticed about it. These guys are known for their high-flying abilities and stuff and how good they are. I think they only left the ring once.
I think you're right, actually.
You know?
Really?
I think they only left the ring once.
Maybe you're right, actually, now I think back at it. But anyway, the 2 limited match eventually finished. Everyone looked up to the point, as you said, but then the finish looked very strange as well, which it was probably when they realised they went overtime.
Yeah.
When it was because I think Jody Felch, if you're looking back, I don't think he knew.
He didn't know what was going on. I think there was a distinct lack of communication between all 5. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to include Foxy because he's the one who's meant to be keeping time as well.
Yeah.
So it seems as though there was a lack of communication going on, and like that, Jody didn't know what was going on. It seems as though Jody was really, really ticked off at it too.
He didn't seem happy.
He did not seem happy at all. But
eventually patched it out. But
they did. They shook hands and everything was grand by the end of it. And thankfully, Johnny was fine too.
Yeah.
Everyone got to walk away from it, and everyone
was fine. Yeah,
shook hands at the end, which was grand. But
but listen,
I hate to say it, but if there is one match on the card that you have to point to and say, okay, which one was not the best? Well, I don't want to say worst, but worst is the only word.
I'd rather say I wouldn't put worst in it either. I'd rather say it was like a what happened there sort of situation, as opposed to there's no match. I could just, it's unfair to say this match was the worst because it was a very good worked match.
And I get you're in this sort of weird sort of you're caught on this weird crossroads at the moment, because you obviously like even how Jordan spoke about beforehand, saying that there's always a lot of criticism that there's no Irish talent on these shows, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The triple threat main event was 3 English imports, blah 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 blah. So obviously they're building to Unlimited. They are, and which is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
They do need to be built. But was it a little too soon to be putting them onto a stage like National Stadium?
Well, at least they've had that experience now. So surely it can only get better.
But let's say from your point of view, would you rather be not ready and go and do a show and have an issue like you had, like was done on Saturday, or would you rather work on it, do some Tivoli, more shows in a smaller crowd, and work your way up to perfect what you need to?
Well, be honest with you, if anything, I'd like to see them in the contender shows.
The contenders, you would see that contenders are different because it's in the ringside club, so it's a Tivoli style sort of thing.
Yeah, but it could even influence them to work more in the ring as well, as opposed to going too much outside. Nothing wrong with what they're doing as well, and they're more or less doing it all okay. It's just the same. It's the two highest risks moves is that they had problems with, like, you know. So just if they can fix that, then they're doing okay. Like, you know. So as I said, like I don't mind if maybe they like the pressure being pushed into the deep end like they are at the moment. So. And they can only get better with it. Like they can't get any worse from it. The way I see it. So
no. Like I said, these guys are being built at the moment. They're so which is great, and to build another Irish tag team is what exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly what they need.
They're by far and away the most exciting tag team in the country at the moment, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like certainly to watch. Like, so I can only wish the best of them for like in the future. But we'll see what happens anyway. Like with them in the future. I certainly can't wait to see them in September if they're competing for that. Now it's moving on. Zach Gibson and Charlie Sterling against the lads in the flats. First of all, what is the story with Sterling's hairbands?
I don't know.
I didn't know what it was. I thought it was one of those ones that had the hooks in it, like instead the ones like that. It was natural bands.
It was just a band. Yeah, he just strapped over his head. Look,
I admire his confidence. I really do.
Yeah, there's one thing that I just have to give. I have to commend Charlie Sterling for, though.
What?
I just love the way he sells things.
He is such a good heel.
He not just the way he sells moves being done to him, the way he just sells everything. His facial expressions themselves are fantastic.
Yeah.
The chap is such a he's such a serious talent.
Well, you talked about how Two Unlimited mannerisms for stories not fantastic now, but they can improve. Like you could see Charlie Sterling's the exact opposite of that at the moment. So where his mannerisms are exceptional.
They're on point.
Yeah. Like, you know, fantastic match. Like, you know, again, the banter that Gibson had in the crowd, to the point where everyone, certainly from our section of the crowds, turned around when they were singing the British national anthem.
Exactly, yeah.
I enjoyed that moment, actually. Very good match. That's in fact looked like they were going to finish off Sterling before Gibson threatens to tear the Irish flag. There'll be a riot if that happens.
Yeah.
And this distracted Foxy, so Sterling could low blow Worky and finish him off with a pile driver for the win. So it was a good match. Like, you know, it's what I expected, almost like the Brits to win, if you like. So
yeah, I was hoping the lads from the flats would, because that's 2 National Stadium losses now. Well, it's not over, but I thought maybe they'd get a win.
Paul Tracy versus Jimmy Havoc, a no rules match. Now, although this was like, you know, you feel this is a match that suffered
one of the
short
two.
lengths ones.
Yeah, this is one of the 2 matches I believe myself that were cut.
For the record, what was the other match?
The women's title.
Really?
Yeah. I'll get into it, and I'm probably going to be killed for it online.
It's your opinion. Listen,
look.
You mean well? Do you mean well by your opinion? Well, then that's all you can say. Like, you know, again,
of course I mean well. Why would I never mean
exactly? No, the point is, you're not saying it for the sake of saying it. You're saying it because it's your opinion. That's all I'm saying. But the no rules match I thought was entertaining. It
was, but
very
it's a no rules match involving Jimmy Havoc.
Do you expect more?
Yes.
Really?
There was a table, there was a chair, there was thumbtacks.
There was toilet seats and paper cuts as well.
That's it. Like, I thought to be a little more.
I thought it was, well, certainly, like, considering where they were going around.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it, like, you know, because I don't know, it's a different, you could argue it's a different environment for Paul Tracy. Like, I don't know where he stands on hardcore matches.
Yeah.
But certainly Jimmy Havoc, who is the best, you could argue the best in the world, or certainly the most,
Jimmy Havoc is
the guy for, like.
It's not like he's not able to take some spots, you know, and take some bumps. And I just thought maybe, like, especially after, like, now, before I say this, I am in no way expecting for him to have a CCW style match. No way. Okay, but after seeing him in the Tournament of Death and seeing some of the stuff that happened to him, the guy can take a bump, and he can take a pretty hard bump.
Really?
I thought maybe there might be a few more things added onto it.
Maybe.
You know?
I thought it was very entertaining all the same. Like I never seen the paper cut thing before.
I enjoyed it, and the paper cut thing was sick.
Oh.
Sick.
I love how he hit some with the toilet seat, and then apparently whoever
he threw it into the crowd, and the person kept it for the whole night
and got it autographed after the show. That'll be a fortune on eBay unless you keep it. Now the Kingston North versus CCK for the OTT tag titles. I was really looking. This is the match I was most looking forward to before the show. Excellent match. Yeah. Lots of near falls. Awesome spots, such as that superplex powerbomb involving all 6 men, for example. Remember that? Kid Lycos, I was really looking forward to seeing. He's the only one out of the 3 of them I haven't seen. Like, you know, but wow. Yeah. And he's so skinny, like
he's so small,
and he can suplex like bigger guys with ease almost. So
yeah, he gave I think it was it Duncan Dastardly.
I think it was Corvin actually.
Was it Corvin? Yeah. Was it? He gave him a brain buster. Yeah,
I think so. It looked like CCK almost beat then Kingston North when I think it was James Brooks who had Corvin on the or not Corvin. I think it was
Corvin.
Yeah, it was Corvin on the octopus stretch. Yeah. Then Duncan disorderly distracted Foxy as Bonesaw roundhouse kicks Brooks in the back of the head to allow Corvin to win and retain the titles. I thought they were going to lose the titles there.
So did I. I did a little bit too, but you know, despite the finish, like a roll-up finish, sort of being a proper heel finish and stuff like that, I feel it's not the end of it for these 6 guys.
Yeah, I'd love to continue.
I think we're going to see it again.
I hope so too. Anyway, now Matt Sydal versus Ricochet again.
This was my match I was looking forward to most.
Yeah, awesome match. Both men showing terrific technique, ability, and chemistry.
Yeah.
Like, because again,
these guys used to wrestle each other all the time. These guys know each other so well.
They're former tag team champions in Japan, so they know each other like the back of their hands. So you can tell straight away by the way they're moving about that they know each other so well. And it goes for a few other matches. Like we'll talk about more about the main events, like particularly Scrull and Haskins, the way they were able to work together in a few spots, and like wow. Yeah. So, but like wow, awesome match. Do you feel this match suffered time wise a wee bit because of the?
No. I don't. Maybe it did. I just. Like I said, I don't know. Like these guys might get a little bit of criticism solely because people would believe they didn't do enough high flying stuff. But not me. I enjoyed every little bit of it. Yeah. It just showed how many different sides of Ricochet and Sydal that there is.
When are we going to see another 420 splash? Or sorry, 720 splash?
And he just rolls out of it as well. Yeah. He didn't land on him. He rolled out of it.
Dear mighty. That's like the most impressive thing I've ever seen.
It was fantastic.
We'll never see that from anyone here, bar Ricochet. He's I think only him and Ospreay can do it.
Yeah.
So
we might see Ospreay do it in September.
Who knows? I think that's how we won the Progress title. He beat Havoc by that, I think, and then he pinned him. That I'm aware of anyway. So now probably the most the most talked about match of the whole cards. Joey Ryan. It was originally supposed to be Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae against Be Cool and Angel Cruz.
The world's cutest tag team.
But before the match, Candice switched partners as she was upset that Joey was trying to form a tag team with Mick Foley, aka the Cock and Sock Connection.
Yep.
The match took a while to start due to pre-match greasing. That was actually very funny. I mean, first Joey Ryan's chest and thighs, then his gentleman's region, then Angel Cruz's gentleman region, then Foxy's gentleman region, and then they're ready to start.
And then
Grease forever, the crowd chanted.
Was it? He did it to Be Cool as well, didn't he?
No, it wasn't Be Cool.
I thought he did.
No, it was just Angel and then Foxy, and then and the crowd were going Grease forever.
Grease forever, yeah.
Such a funny match, including attempts to touch Joey's penis, slip-offs. Slap-offs. I think it was when when Be Cool and Angel were trying to slap each other. Angel Cruz version of old school failed thanks to a fan.
Yeah.
A psychotic Angel pulling at what we thought was going to be an axe, and said it was a Jim Cornette's tennis rackets with his name. But it was no match for
the t-shirt he was wearing before the match as well, that he was a Jim Cornette guy.
I love that Angel Cruz embraces that. I really do. That he's like, well, you know what, hate me, but I'm still going to be a fan.
He has, like, in the last year become the most entertaining person in OTT.
He's definitely one of the most entertaining, that's for sure. Like, you know, in the end, or
like beforehand, I felt he was more of a side act.
Think so?
Yes, but now in the past year, he's just come to the forefront, and he is one of the names that everybody looks for on the card.
Oh yeah, no, because everything all of his matches are entertaining.
Yeah.
The way he reacts to the referee, the fact he shouts to the top of his lungs,
Yeah.
and the fact he has so many sides to him, his over the top side, his psychotic side.
Yeah.
And like when we interviewed him a few months back, he explained that he has all these sides to him. Like, I'm like, now we're starting to see it a lot more. Like certainly, like, remember that British strong style match?
His murderous style.
His murderous side. Well, he showed it in bits and pieces. Remember the time he took out? Were you there for Extreme Super Show when he took out a butcher's knife and almost tried to stab him and I think it was him and Angel Cruz against the Kings of the North. I think, I'm not sure.
Him and Tyler Bate, you mean?
Sorry, him and Tyler Bates, yeah. Or Tyler Breeze. Yeah, it was meant,
Tyler Breeze.
It was actually supposed to be Tyler Breeze, by correct. That's what he would say anyway, so. What else? And the original teams then reuniting and giving dick suplexes. In the end, Ryan and LeRae won the match by pinfall after a Ryan super kick on Be Cool, while Be Cool had his lollipop.
Yeah.
William J, Justy and Logan then attacked Be Cool and Angel after the match. Mick Foley then came out with Team Peter and Mick will call them.
Team Prick, just say it.
Oh, fine. Team Prick. Okay, fine. Be Cool and Angel then attacked Logan and Angel, but then Foley then attacked William J and Logan, Mr. Socko, before Justy powdered Foley's eyes. Be Cool then gave Justy the brainbuster, and then when Joey tried to come out again to talk to Foley, a surprise Foley tried to attack Joey, Mr. Socko, but got caught touching Joey's dick. Despite everyone trying to separate them, Joey's penis was too strong and made Foley dick flip. Foley was then full of praise of Joey after the match.
Fantastic.
That was
when he took the flip, he took the bump and flipped, his shoes came off.
Literally.
That's how strong Joey Ryan's penis is.
He made him dick flip out of his shoes.
Yeah.
There you go. There's something there before, I would say. That shook the world, essentially.
How can people not find this entertaining?
I thought it was entertaining. Now, there's a lot of... I looked at Jim Cornette's tweets, and there's actually a few people that actually generally do agree with him who actually were from Dublin. I'm like, well, that's fine. So you might find that embarrassing. I'm not going to... If it was in my case, I am not going to criticize you for feeling that way, but I'm like, it's entertaining. It's meant to be entertainment. The smiles. Mick Foley made a very good point, and we said it on our own Facebook page.
Yeah.
Look at the smiles going around some. And we have to say, you know what, the real heels can bicker, the real faces can laugh with you. That's the way I see it.
The thing is, it's there to entertain the people. And, okay, like you said, there's a few people that don't get it.
Yeah.
But you're never going to please everybody. If you're entertaining the majority and getting the positive reaction like they did, why, like, I don't see why people need to stamp on this. That's why I don't like this sort of Jim Cornette sort of stuff where he needs to stamp on it. And especially from someone like Jim Cornette, I put him in the same bracket as Vince Russo. These guys that are just so... they're just not a part of wrestling anymore, but they're trying to cling on to any sort of bit that they can to have people listening to them. So they just criticise whatever they can, and they can't realise that this is a form of entertainment that people like. This is a form of entertainment that a lot of people have actually found. So a lot of people in there loved, cheered the whole aspect of it.
That's it. So
you're there to you will never, like I just said, you will never please everybody. So just focus on the majority, and that's what he did, and that's what people love.
There you go. Well, at the end of the day, for me, it was, you could argue, one of the highlights of the show, if not the highlight of the show.
It was probably the biggest pop of the show.
By God, no way. When Foley came out, what a God, especially so. Let's move on. War Machine and Jeff Cobb against British Strong Style in a War Machine rules match, aka there are no rules.
Oh, what a match!
This match had everything.
What a match!
It started everywhere bar the ring. They were as far up as the general admission sections, I think, at one stage.
They were in front of us. They were at the back there. They were up on the stage as well. They suplexed Foxy off the stage.
I forgot that was that match. God almighty, I thought that was the Kings of North and CCK match. But no, some of the physical capabilities from Cobb, War Machine and Bates, from dives to feats of strength. Like, for example, remember that thing that Cobb did where he had Pete Dunne side. Yeah. Like gut wrench suplex.
Yeah, I was speaking to someone actually the day after.
Right.
He actually came into the shop and we were speaking for a while.
Uh-huh.
And was kind of a little unimpressed by the lack of stuff that Jeff Cobb did in the whole match.
Not impressed.
No, not impressed with Jeff Cobb, but the fact that he loves Jeff Cobb so much.
Okay.
But he didn't like the fact that he didn't do a lot in the match. And I got his point of view, actually. I understood where he was coming from.
No,
apart from that Pete Dunne aspect, it wasn't a lot of points where it focused on just
No,
Jeff
wait
Cobb.
a minute. That's super. That hanging
the
superplex.
superplex, but that involved all 6 people as well. Yeah.
No, it didn't. That was him only with Tyler
Oh
Bates.
yes, when he had him up there, yeah,
for like
yeah.
half a minute.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. He had his moments.
Sorry, you had 2. Okay.
Yeah,
but
no
no,
fun.
look, I can understand, especially if he is a big fan of Jeff Cobb and he just probably wanted to see more. And I can understand that point of view.
Well, certainly
I totally
Hansen in particular, who's showing off his stamina, puts everyone in clotheslines, and then he of all people doing the hand-spring elbow.
I know.
That's a 350-pound man.
Yeah.
Who can do that.
Yep.
Scary as hell. Such great teamwork and spots in the match. In the end, Bate beat Cobb with it after a Trent 7 pile driver. Pete Dunne's beat a bit around, and Bates corkscrew senton drop for the win, like so. And in the end, both teams showed respect for each other, with all 6 men and Daniel Healy, who had that UK version of the title, doing a Triple H impression afterwards, like so. And to be fair, like, you know, like I know Daniel, and I checked out his title before the show started. Actually, is almost exactly like the real title.
Mint replica.
Oh my god, it's impressive. Apparently, he ordered from Wrestling Mania, by the way.
Oh yeah,
that I'm aware of anyway. So now the women's title match: Katie Harvey and Session Martina for the OTT women's titles. Now you faked this match suffered as well time wise because of the match earlier on.
Yeah, I think this was the one match I think that suffered most.
I'll tell you, here's something that I think I've come to realise from watching it again. I didn't realise this when I was watching it live. Katie Harvey has had a bit of a shoulder problem lately. And it was mentioned a bit on commentary by Joe and Engo. So maybe the short match was the...
You mean Don and Engo?
Yeah, Don and Engo. Who did I say? God almighty.
Joe,
excuse me. Don and Engo. Excuse
Joe's
me.
on your mind.
Don, apologies for that anyway. But anyway, so maybe because that, maybe they could create the story because of that because Katie isn't 100%. Not saying she isn't 100%, but they could present it in the storyline, and that's why Martina has won it so quickly. So that in the case could make the rivalry even continue a wee bit more. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
And
well,
the way it works.
if that's the case, but what we were led to believe in the whole time leading up to this was that this was the end of it.
Yeah.
This was the finishing match. Every promo beforehand led to that example, and everyone or led to that belief. So that's why I believed. That's why I was sort of left a little disappointed that, like, for the timing that they had, they did. It was really well done. It was. I did enjoy the match.
It was
Don't
a
get me wrong.
match.
I didn't enjoy the match. I didn't not enjoy the match, but
I can't remember
the thing.
match
I still was left wanting a little more, solely because there was so much build to this match. The fact that it was the 3. You could say the 3 co-main events, because there was only 3 matches left after the interval.
Yeah,
and it was British Strong Style, tag match, the triple threat, and then the women's match. Triple threat got a lot of time. British Strong Style got a lot of time. Women's match didn't.
You could
and I feel that maybe it would have gotten more if it wasn't for the previous matches going overtime.
Maybe. You could. There's a lot of talk this match could have been main event as well. Like,
yeah.
So, which I think would have been a good show personally. But anyway, again, in my opinion, it's...
Well, to be fair though, let's just be honest here. If it was to go the same way, timings wise, I think it wouldn't have been good for it to end as a main event then, but if it was still the same time.
But that was obvious. That if it was still the same times as well. Both ladies hit their finishes to start the match, but again, for me it was by far and away the best match between the two that I've seen, certainly. Like, you know, so it was irony as well, as Martina almost won the match in a similar way to how she won it back in WrestleCon, because she hit her sesh breaker, which what she calls the code breaker, but Katie's foot was under the rope, which is how she won it at WrestleCon, because Quaxie didn't spot it. Like, it was a bit of a blotch at the time, maybe, for all we know. But Martina's win still stood. Martina, however, did win the match after a top rope sesh breaker to win her second OTT women's title. Congratulations to her. And finally, the main event: Ryan Smile versus Mark Haskins versus Marty Scrull for the NLW title in a 3-way dance, which I always call a triple threat elimination match. So worthy main events. It was definitely they definitely saved the best for last.
Before the match started, we were told that it was going to be a elimination match as well,
which makes a triple threat to a 3-way dance, for me.
Exactly.
Terrific technique from both men. Again, we talked about the chemistry between Ricochet and Sadal. Haskins and Scurll have it as well. If you see the way they roll and how effortlessly the way they do that, fantastic. Smile is such a good heel. he is by far and away the best heel they have at the moment. It's like, even when he was going into the ring, like, they had that guy, I think, who was passing by with the umbrella, knocked it all down.
Yeah.
There was, again, and he just, like, he plays it so perfectly. Like, I really, really appreciate him as a heel right now. Like, so he's a very worthy guy, like, to have in the top of where he's champion or contender at the moment. Who knows? Awesome spots, including double submissions, slick transitions, and super kick parties from Marty. When Marty was about to apply the chicken wing once again, Haskins' smile rolled up Scurll thanks to a handful of tights to get eliminated, but the whole crowds then gave Scurll a standing ovation as he walked off. A lot of shock. Like, the crowds were even saying BS at the one stage, but they all.
I think I added in on that.
Do you really think Scurll's going to win?
Yeah.
I
hoped he did.
Yeah, I think that was probably the hope, but
it was the hope. Yeah, like, realistically, looking back at it, yeah, the how can I say, it's realistic after what happened at the last show. It had to come down to Haskins and Smile in the end.
Yeah, which I think was the way to do it. Like, and Haskins managed to stay in the match after kicking out of 2 frog splashes, and Smile even tried to take advantage of Foxy being down by low blowing him, hitting him with the belt and curve stopping Haskins on the belt, but he still stayed in the match. Eventually Haskins fought back and applied the sharpshooter to make Smile submit and become the new champion. I remember at one stage when he was trying to reach for the belt, remember that fan who was right in front of us who was
what an idiot.
Let's be fair, to be fair,
what an idiot.
To be fair, I seen him bring like a box of Heineken, like, I think, before the match, so it was a lot of drink, like, but like, so I don't want to say he was, I don't want to criticize anyone even if they're too drunk, but he was very lucky as far as I'm concerned, like, so, because he could have easily got a clatter for that, like, so, but we'll leave it at that. Like, again,
he was close to getting one.
Oh god,
he was very close to getting one.
That's it. Like,
if they didn't step in sooner, then he was going to get.
They stepped in just in time. Joe was furious. Like, it was right there.
He came out afterwards, and he was.
Yeah. But again, OTT, fantastic event. I'm really looking forward to now Wrestling Pops coming up in September.
Wrestle Pops.
Yeah. And they also announced Being the Elites, where Cody Rhodes and Young Bucks. Oh, I can't wait to see Cody Rhodes now.
Coming back to National Stadium December 9th. That's going to be so good. Yeah. And Ray Phoenix as well.
Yeah, yes, I'm really looking for. Yeah, so many good guys coming on. Of course, like, even the show coming up, Will Ospreay will be back as well. So
I think Flip Gordon's at that one too, isn't he? Is he at the National Stadium?
I'm pretty sure he's the one coming up, actually. As far as I'm aware. Yeah.
And who else? There was someone that you were really excited for that you pointed out to me.
There was pointed.
Yeah.
I can't remember. There was Felix. There was Flip Gordon.
David
Starr. Yes. He's very, very good. I've seen bits of him now. He was competing in What Culture's Pro Wrestling World Cup, where he's representing the United States, and he made to the quarterfinals, I think. So, but he's very good. So he wrestles mostly in Germany at the moment. I think he was a former WXW, or he's won the champions there. But again,
and Jurgen Simmons is coming back as well.
Jurgen Simmons,
he's coming back to the Tivoli he's going to be at the September 1st show.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that. God.
I can't wait for his longest entrance ever to be around the Tivoli. I wonder how that's going to work out.
Yeah. He's probably going to go. He'll probably be going all around.
He'll be going to the bar and grabbing a pint.
The last thing. No, he'll probably take him 10 minutes to go, and he'll be going all around the section, all around ringside, up to the bar, up for smoke, back into the toilet, and then back into the ring there.
Air guitaring the whole time.
It's a proper entrance when he does all that in once.